Hey everyone, I'm James from Wargames Illustrated and we're here at Sarissa and we're going to do a little tour of what they've got going on, so come on.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Fancy seeing you here.
Hi. It's not set up at all.
No.
So this is Rich.
Hi guys.
And you're going to give us a bit of a tour of what you've got going
I'll
on.
take you around and we can have a look around the factory, see what we get up to.
Lead the way.
Okay, come with me. Don't forget to check out our lovely cabinet full of
Our awards.
a very recognisable set of awards. Here we go. Come on through. So, welcome to the factory. Yeah. Everything going on in here, and we'll work a bit backwards because all the big manufacturing part is at the far end, and it comes through to be packed and processed out this side. So this comes this way. Minus that over the models. We've got models everywhere. Now, of course, we produce and manufacture for Wargames Games and quite a few other people, and you can see all the raw materials and product that we package here. Wargames Atlantic as well, we cover, and we'll take the orders, pick, pack and ship them out the door. Yeah. But for the main MDF laser cutting side of things, what we have over here are our machines, which are kept clean and tidy and busy, day in, day out.
So is this where all the terrain's cut and things like that?
That's right, so an order will come in and it'll get processed through the morning. The guys will come in about 6 in the morning, print out all the orders from the previous day. They'll come onto the machines. We'll have generally about 8 machines working on orders throughout the day. Other machines are working on orders that are set for, say, Wargames or Italari, the bigger companies that we're running thousands of items through. So we'll keep those dedicated for them. But for everybody else who's put their order in, their order will come through the system. These guys will make it, cut it throughout the morning, and then it will go through back to our picking area where they'll seal it all up and send it out to the customers.
Right. And are there different machines for the wood versus the cardstock stuff that you do?
We do have 1 or 2 machines dedicated for acrylic when we use that, because that's quite an interesting exercise in getting that to cut properly.
Right.
So they need to be calibrated just for the acrylic. But with the card, it's just a quick setting, change, and they can actually use that on most of the machines anyway.
Cool.
So card, 2mm and 3mm MDF.
Yeah,
So
it's a bit disappointing actually. I was expecting it to smell like the Blitz in here, but it's not as bad as I thought it would
It's not
be.
too bad. There you go. So something like this one, you get a good whiff
sniff.
of the smell. Yeah. I think you notice the smell when you come in first thing in the morning, where it's overnight. We've had the big doors open through some deliveries, so it's a bit less today. But our vac system is quite an impressive octopus up there, and we've got enough to cover about 16 machines at any one time on the go.
And you're running it all off these laptops? Is that like the control hub?
Each machine has its own separate laptop, just a cheap little laptop that keeps control of the overall products. All the products are, of course, on a hard drive, which is linked to all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nice and simple, easy way to control them all.
Did it take a long time to kind of get that organisational level down? Was it like a lot of
It did.
trial and error?
One thing which Steve, AJ and Trish, the owners of the business, were very conscious of right from word go when they started, was how that all progressively builds on each other. So when we finally moved into here 2 years ago, the principle was that we were looking at what we can do to expand as well.
Yeah.
So the business over 10 years has gone from the back garage with 1 laser cutter to now 14 machines at any one time on the go, and working with companies across the world. So it's one that they've always had envisaged how to build it. It's how that progresses. It was always down to what orders we get in and what the plan is. One other side effect of Steve's previous work in the print industry is how it manages the production flow. So it does mean that we can deal with several thousand kit orders in one go.
Yeah.
And we can plan it through over the course of the year in advance, and that means thousands of kits a day potentially.
Yes.
We don't always operate at that level, but
No.
we try to make sure we've always got a bit of say around 30% free.
Just
So
in
we've
case.
got that,
Yeah.
and Warlord can test us sometimes with their extra volumes when they do well, which is great for them,
Yeah,
great for
yeah.
us. And I think their Epic
I
recently
was going to say like the Waterloo
their Epic has
set
done
and
really,
things
really
like
well.
that, yeah.
Waterloo, but also the English Civil War
Yeah.
sets.
Oh, yeah, that's
lovely. They
yeah.
in 15mm they look absolutely superb on the tabletop,
Yes, yeah.
especially that Starfall. And you can see the boxes here being packed up. Some lovely little pieces that will be out from Italari soon.
Right.
But yeah, the shrink wrap machine, simply put, when an order comes through the system, it comes onto these racks here. The person who deals with this area, they'll grab the finished kits from this shelf. It will then come to here. And then from here, they'll print out the instructions for it and the cover sheet that's meant to go on it. They'll be correlated. That means is basically finding all the different sheets that are involved in that
Yeah.
kit, making sure they've been cut correctly, there's no offcuts or smudges effectively. The instructions get combined with them, and then they'll move over to here where they'll get shrink wrapped.
Right.
And the shrink wrapping is done normally in bulk batches. That way the machine's not on all the time. Although it takes a bit of time to warm up, generally speaking, that'll be turned on when they get in first thing, be used until midday
Sure.
when all the orders have come through. And then from here, the finished products with all their instructions and everything sealed up will be going over to be packed
Cool.
and sent out the door. Normally in the back of a van like that. Well, you might have noticed that we've still got some of the padding on the beams upstairs and the blue nets.
Yep.
We did take over here from a soft play centre that unfortunately had its demise during the Big C
Right.
recently.
But their loss was your game.
We managed to pick up the building, and although we couldn't keep the ball pits, we did manage to keep the disco lights and the big ball disco ball, which is tucked away at the moment.
There's always room to find
Yeah,
a ball
yeah.
pit space at some point.
We'll
in
find the
the
ball
future.
space in the slide at a later date. So it looks quite messy in here today, but then we've got the big orders going out the door, and yeah,
Brilliant.
it's a working environment, so tough.
Well, that was a bit of a behind-the-scenes peek. Is there anything else you want to show us before we head off on our way?
I think there's one kit which I'm not sure if we're allowed to show you or not. But
All right.
let's go and take a picture,
Okay,
and
okay.
we'll see from there. Okay, so Mont Casino, it's a 20mm scale. Italari's 1/72nd. So we've designed it specially for them, and a big release. They do a lot of battle sets. I think there's over 20 now in their collection. Everything from Arras through to cowboys, and I believe even historical Napoleonics. But this kit particularly is quite interesting as a challenge, because if we take this off,
Oh, yeah.
you can gradually remove the parts.
That's very cool.
He says somewhere here.
It's a complex jigsaw.
It
Oh,
is
that's
a
a
compact
biggie.
jigsaw. There you go.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, so it's got a lot of versatility.
So versatility for gaming. A lot of people might use this for displays. 1/72nd scale. You've got plenty of games. That chain of command, for example, that we played in 20mm, where this would actually take place as a centerpiece, and
Yeah.
quite a manageable size when it's on a 20mm scale
Yes.
on a 6x4 table. So
Yeah, it's about 40 centimetres or maybe a bit less across.
yeah, just over 30 by 45.
Yeah, that's definitely the right kind of size for a showpiece in the middle of a gaming table.
Yes, and with our Italian range, like we said earlier, we're looking at expanding our ranges in those smaller scales. So all the pieces that are in 28mm are gradually being resculpted or resized, which is more of a job than you think.
Right.
Not a case of just shrinking things down.
You don't just press a magic button.
Unfortunately, no.
No.
When you've got certain scales, you've got the thickness of the
Yeah.
actual material, and where we tag and use tabs on the sides, we try to hide those or build them into the architectural look of it.
Yes.
They will come out of sync when you shrink it.
Right.
That basically creates the dilemma of how we adjust those. And when there's so many in a kit this size,
it really is a jigsaw puzzle at that point.
We'll take the commission on this, and if we can, we'll upscale it so we can release in 28, or we'll drop it to 15mm as opportunities arise.
Yeah, I think there'd definitely be a call for this at both ends of the scale, I reckon.
I think so. Certainly the Reichstag went well for them, and of course we upscaled that to 28. Something along those lines, like bridges, they're often scaleless.
Yes,
so you can use them for a variety of things, which people often forget. But with the majority of our kits, we'll have to resize doors, as doors tend to be the thing that people associate size-wise with the figures, and that will need rescaling on all the change size kits. So there you go.
Brilliant.
This video has been brought to you by WiPrime, Wargames Illustrated magazine's online members club. View more videos or find out more about WiPrime by following these links.